Welcome to Voyage Daily Tech, the most important news personalized for you every day, supported by Voyage.com.
One today. We're sharing 5 key tech updates that are making waves across the industry. First up, we'll explore how Nvidia is supercharging the upcoming Nintendo Switch 2 with unprecedented graphics and AI capabilities. Then, Klarna is shaking up personal finance by launching a versatile new Visa debit card with integrated pay later options. After that, we'll cover Palantir Technologies, whose stock is booming thanks to its advanced AI tools for government and defense contracts. And moving on from there, Meta's significant new 20-year deal to purchase nuclear power, fueling its AI ambitions sustainably. And finally, we'll wrap up with recent data breaches at the North Face and Cartier, underscoring the ongoing cybersecurity challenges for retailers. All right, so first up, as we mentioned, we're diving into something that's probably lighting up a lot of wish lists, the Nintendo Switch 2 and Nvidia's role in it. Ever wondered if your handheld games could look, almost unbelievably good? Like, think stunning visuals, the kind you see in movies, but in your hands? Well, it sounds like we're getting closer. Nvidia's CEO Jensen Huang recently spilled some pretty exciting details about the tech inside the upcoming Nintendo Switch 2. He described the chip as unlike anything we've built before. And that's a pretty big claim coming from Nvidia. We're talking about what they say are the most advanced graphics ever on a mobile device. This includes full hardware ray tracing. That's the tech that makes light and shadows look incredibly realistic, almost like you're watching a Pixar film. And get this, it also has dedicated AI processors. So the console itself can actively sharpen images and even enhance how the game plays all in real time. This is a big deal because, it means games on the Switch 2 could be a massive leap forward, a real game changer, if you will, for how they look and feel. And for current Switch owners, there's some good news. Backward compatibility is part of the design, so your existing library of games should still work. The console is set to launch soon with a price tag around $449.99. For Nintendo, this isn't just another console update. It's their first new system in 8 years. So yeah, it's a significant step. Huang also noted it's a new chapter, one that aims to honor the vision of former Nintendo CEO Satoru Iwata. So it really seems like Nintendo is aiming to pack some serious, almost next-gen power into a portable device. It's all about making those gaming worlds more immersive and, frankly, more beautiful than ever before. Definitely something to watch for. Now, moving from high-powered gaming tech to something that touches our everyday finances. Ever wished your debit card could, I don't know, do a little more? Maybe be a bit more flexible depending on what you're buying? Well, Klarna, you probably know them from those buy now, pay later options you see when you're shopping online, is stepping into new territory. They're launching their own Visa debit card. They're kicking things off with a pilot program for some customers in the US with plans to bring it to Europe later this year. Now, this isn't just your standard debit card. It comes with an account that can hold FDIC-insured deposits, kind of like your regular bank checking account. But here's the interesting twist. This Klarna card, powered by Visa, lets you choose how you want to pay, all from that single card. So it works as a debit card normally, but you can also switch it to use one of Klarna's pay later features, like pay in 4 or pay in 30 days. So why is this a big deal? Klarna is basically trying to change its image. They don't just want to be the buy now, pay later folks anymore. They're aiming to be seen as more of an all-around banking player, almost like a neobank, those newer tech-focused banks. This means they're jumping into a pretty crowded pool, competing with giant traditional banks and other nimble fintech companies. What's at stake? Well, for us, it could mean more versatile ways to manage our money. For Klarna, it's a bold move to become a bigger part of our financial lives. It really shows how the lines are blurring between different types of financial services, all aiming to make things supposedly simpler for us. And speaking of companies making bold moves and navigating competitive landscapes, let's shift gears for a sec. Ever notice how some companies just seem to, well, hit a home run when everyone else is barely getting on base? Picture this. The tech market's been a bit sluggish, right? But there's one company, Palantir Technologies, whose stock has absolutely skyrocketed. We're talking a surge of over 70% this year alone. That actually makes them the SP 500 second best performer. Pretty impressive, right? So what's fueling this rocket? A big part of it is their deep involvement with the US government. They develop some really advanced military-grade AI tools. And with defense spending on the upswing, Palantir is, in a prime spot. Think major contracts for sophisticated software. Their AI platform is also gaining traction among other businesses, not just government. Now, there's also talk about their strong political connections, particularly with figures linked to President Trump's administration. Analysts suggest these relationships are, well, let's say, beneficial, especially for securing government work. For example, they recently won a notable contract with US Immigration and Customs Enforcement. The company, for its part, mentions they've been working with agencies like ICE for years, so it's not all just recent political wins. Still, the stakes are pretty clear. For Palantir, it means continued growth and a standout position. For the rest of us, it's a glimpse into how government contracts and, high-level connections can really supercharge a company, especially in critical areas like AI and national security. It kind of shows how tech, government, and big-picture politics can mix in pretty powerful ways. Well, while we're on the topic of AI and supercharged capabilities, let's explore something that's truly powering this revolution. Ever wonder how all those amazing AI tools in our constantly connected digital lives actually get their juice? It's a massive amount of power, and one tech giant, Meta, is making a pretty bold move to help meet that demand cleanly. So Meta, the company behind Facebook and Instagram, has just inked a big 20-year deal. They're going to buy nuclear power from Constellation Energy, specifically from its Clinton Clean Energy Center in Illinois. We're talking about 1.1 gigawatts of energy starting in 2027, which is, get this, the entire output from one of the plant's reactors. Why is this a big deal? Well, for starters, it's a huge step for Meta's goal of using 100% clean electricity, especially as their AI projects, really start to ramp up and need more power. But here's another key thing. This agreement actually helps keep the Clinton plant itself operational. It was facing potential closure, so this deal is, well, it's a lifeline for the plant and its workers. This isn't just a one-off either. Other major tech companies are also looking at nuclear power. It's like they're all realizing that these incredibly power-hungry data centers need a super reliable and carbon-free energy source. And it aligns with broader efforts too. President Donald Trump recently signed executive orders aimed at speeding up nuclear deployment in the US. Now, this power won't go directly to Meta's servers. Instead, it feeds into the regional grid, but it counts towards Meta's clean energy targets. It's their first official dive into nuclear, and it really shows how seriously these companies are taking their long-term energy needs. It makes you think, doesn't it? The future of tech, and especially AI, is deeply tied to finding sustainable ways to power it all. So we've talked about the immense power needed for tech and AI, but what about the security of all the data these tech-driven businesses handle? For our next story, let's talk about something that might make you think twice about your online accounts. Ever worry about where your shopping info goes? After you click buy, it's a bit of a black box, isn't it? Well, fashion giant, the North Face and the luxury jeweler Cartier, they've just confirmed that, some customer data was stolen in recent cyber attacks. We're talking names, email addresses, and for North Face, even some shipping details and what you've bought. Thankfully, they're saying no financial information like credit card numbers was accessed. So that's something, but this isn't just a one-off. It seems like there's a real surge in these kinds of attacks on big retailers. Adidas, Victoria's Secret. They've also been in the news for similar breaches. In the North Face incident, it looks like the hackers used a trick called credential stuffing. That's where they basically try out usernames and passwords stolen from other website breaches, hoping people reuse the same login details. Bit of a wake-up call if you're using password 123 everywhere, And why retailers? Well, they're sitting on a gold mine of customer information, making them kind of prime targets. The scary part is this stolen data isn't always used immediately. Cyber criminals might hold on to it, playing the long game, to eventually impersonate legitimate companies or, fish for even more sensitive details down the line. So what's the takeaway here? It's a pretty clear reminder that our digital information is valuable, and cybersecurity is a battle for everyone. Maybe it's a good nudge to finally update those passwords we keep meaning to change.
That's it for today on Voyage Daily Tech. Follow, share, and stay tuned for daily updates coming your way tomorrow.